Northland Sports Report starts now with Joe Dufek.
The weather made an impact in college football. UMD's game at Mankato was postponed due to the weather. 6 to 10 inches of heavy snow in Mankato made field conditions unplayable. The game has been moved to 10 o'clock tomorrow morning to be played in Marshall. By the way, UMD's volleyball match at Mankato also postponed. That will not be made up. In Division III, St. Scholastica finished the season against Westminster in Missouri 34-28. Saints finishing the year with their first 4-game winning streak in the program's history. CSS ending with a 7-3 record. In the Big Ten, the Gophers were in Illinois battling the Fighting Illini. DeLeon Eskridge with a huge game for the Gophers, 3 touchdowns as Minnesota wins their first game of the conference season with a 38-34 victory. They are now 2-9. Meanwhile, the Badgers all over Indiana today. Monte Ball, 167 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. Scott Tolzien threw for another 3 scores as Wisconsin tied the Big Ten record for most points scored. 83 today, 83-20. They roll. They are now 9-1. In high school football, last night the Moose Lake Will River Rebels fell in the state quarterfinals. Today, 3 other Northland squads battling for trips to the Metrodome. In 9-man action, Mountain Iron Buell faced Cromwell at PSS. Of course, the lovely weather made for some nasty conditions on the gridiron. Cromwell fans had plenty to cheer about, however, in the first half as the Cardinals jumped out to a 22-0 lead. We pick it up in the third quarter. Cromwell quarterback Jordan Suninen with a 10-yard touchdown run to make it 28-zip. Then in the fourth quarter, Suninen with a 35-yard scoring scamper, capping a 5-touchdown game. He suffered a broken leg right on the same field a year ago. That puts him up 36-0. MIB quarterback Ryan Burra with a quarterback sneak to prevent the shutout, but Cromwell advances with a 36-6 victory. Cardinals are now 7-4. MIB finishes the year at 10-2.
It started with our line. They got the blocks done, and then our backs could get blocks, and all of us got really good blocks and could make cutbacks. It means a lot to us. It's Cromwell tradition to get to the Dome, and we're excited to be here. It's a dream of all of ours to get there.
I think our guys being seniors, and our goals all season were to win section and get back at the Dome because these seniors had never been there. I think that they were so focused on our goal that it didn't bother them.
Meanwhile, the Barnum Bombers in the Class 1A quarterfinals down in St. Cloud faced defending champs Minneota. The Vikings showed why they are the defending champs, knocking off Barnum 45-6. However, Barnum finishing a great year at 10-2. College hockey, UMD looks to complete a sweep over Michigan Tech tonight. The Bulldogs rallied from a 2-goal deficit with 5 straight to pull off a 5-3 win last night. Justin Fontaine scored 2 goals for UMD. Tonight's game again can be seen on My 9, coverage beginning at 7 o'clock. In basketball, UMD men opened the year at Division I foe Wisconsin Green Bay. Bulldogs fell 75-36. Jake Hottenstein led UMD with 9 points and 6 rebounds. Ramon Fletcher had a game-high 16 for Wisconsin Green Bay. And in the NBA last night, Kevin Love had an incredible game in leading the Minnesota Timberwolves to a 112-103 victory over the New York Knicks. You heard of a double-double? Well, Love recorded the first 30-30 games since 1982. 31 points and a team record 31 rebounds in the win. By the way, the Bucks host the Golden State Warriors tonight. And Trevor, in Division III men's soccer, St. Scholastica making their first ever appearance. They're going to be taking on Augsburg tonight. Of course, that regional being held in Whitewater.
Next thing you know, Kevin Love's going to be dyeing his hair and getting piercings just like Dennis Rodman pulling down those boards.
Yeah, well, he probably needs a few more games before he has to be able to get away with it.
Thanks, Joe. Still to come, how long is this storm supposed to last and what can people expect for the rest of the evening? George is back in a flash with your extended Weather Now forecast.
Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men, where all men are created equal, and then we get dressed. Mainstream, now featuring Hart, Schaffner, and Marks, downtown Duluth. Weather Garden designed by Peterson's Gardens and Landscapes. 55% off sale. Special fall and holiday events. New dried flowers and antiques garden room. PetersonsGardens.com for details. Time now for your exclusive Weather Now forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
It's a good day to have a beard.
Yeah, you know what? It is. I get so much grief for the beard, but yeah, on days like this, I really like to ski. And so, you know, I can neither keep my mouth shut nor hold still, so I'm a very, very poor hunter. But I do like to ski, and so the beard is helpful.
I wish I could grow one.
Well, there you go. You can actually have mine, because I really just dislike shaving too, which is part of it. And I think most people with beards would probably say that. But you're right. Yeah, it's good beard day. It is also a good day to be a meteorologist, because it has been a very interesting weather system that we've had. Now, I realize that there's been a lot of stress and a lot of strain for motorists, and I'm in no way trying to diminish that. I'm just looking at it from a scientific perspective. This storm has been very compact, but it could not have hit us more directly. It went right up the center of Minnesota into the northern parts of Wisconsin. If it had been farther into Wisconsin, the area wouldn't have been cored the way it was. So really, this is the track. And the heart of the system is right here, just about over Eau Claire, down to our south, wrapping around. We've passed the peak. We haven't exactly hit the use-by date, but the storm is definitely on the decline. It's still getting a feed of moisture, but that moisture is having to go a long way to make it into the center of the storm, and a lot of dry air can get mixed in along the way. So the storm is going to be fading slowly, but that doesn't mean that it's done by any stretch of the imagination. We're still going to see some moderate to heavy snow through the evening hours and probably into the early morning hours as well, and then we'll have lingering snow during the day tomorrow. So it's going to be around for a little bit. Winter storm warnings going through central Minnesota on up to the Arrowhead, over through Bayfield County and Washburn counties, back through Sawyer and Burnett counties. Snowfall amounts have been variable. It just depends on where you are. I live up in Hermantown. I had 7 inches in the yard, had an earlier report from Hawthorne of 7.5 inches, and that's just through about the middle part of the storm. Here's what we're looking at as we go farther into the future. Again, 6 to 10 inches with some isolated spots in the higher terrain, seeing a little bit more than that. Now that it's dark and there's a little bit more cool air feeding into the backside, I think we'll have 1 to 3 inches down by the shore. So if you drive up the hill, you're going to go from nothing right now to a big old mess in a hurry. And then amounts tail off very quickly because that storm system has a very defined western edge to it. 32 in Duluth, 33 in I Falls, 34 in the cities. The drill down temperatures, you're either at or slightly above freezing in Minnesota, a few degrees above in Wisconsin. That's what's been keeping your accumulations down. Also, you've had some dry air working its way into the system. The feed of warmth into it is also slowly being pushed off to the east with this front, and that's also going to eventually choke off the supply of moisture. So that's just going to be an issue as we go forward. A quick look at the statewide snow tracker. More lingering snow down by the cities now. We are going to be seeing, I think, larger amounts as we go farther to the north, because the heart of the storm system is up here. So if for some reason you have a trip planned tonight, which would probably be unwise, down to the cities, the snow will get lighter as you get to the south. But there's still quite a bit here. And even though it's starting to get ragged, it's not going to be the complete end of the road for the accumulating snow for quite a while. You look in here, you see those darker spots. That's where you have that moderate to occasionally heavy bursts of snow. Still some rain mixed in, but I think it will become all snow for everyone. We have to take a short break, but we will have more on the forecast right after this. Moving through the day on Sunday, the storm winds down, heads off to the north. Generally speaking, the snowfall amounts will be lighter, although with the winds coming around to the north-northwest, there could be little fingers of aggravated snowfall making their way into some of those snowbelt areas, northern Wisconsin and the UP, but it will be heading out. However, unlike our usual patterns where we get one storm and then they're gone, this time, not so much on that. Looks like another clipper could come our way. Much lighter snow, obviously, but already on Tuesday we have one on tap, and if that's not enough, parade day could be a little entertaining. We'll have to wait and see. Tonight's lows down in the 20s in the north, 30s across Wisconsin, mix and snow. The other thing I should point out is that we are seeing some ice develop underneath up on the hill. So where it was wet earlier, it is now now it's icy underneath. So you got to be careful because the transition from wet roads down the hill to ice up the hill is not exactly labeled. So you can sometimes get that the hard way. Looking to the future, the snow will be ending tomorrow. Again, total accumulations generally 6 to 10 through the middle, and then lesser amounts as you go both directions. The one area that could see more aggressive snow tomorrow is beyond Bad River out to through the snow belt areas in the Ironwood area. Looking ahead, Monday will clear out, temperatures not bad, seasonable, and then on Tuesday a chance of some more snow, and then the really cool air arrives, and I think we will not see temperatures hit freezing for the remainder of the week once we get past Tuesday. And I think if you live over the hill, your snow is here to stay, and we could see a little bit more not only Tuesday but on Friday, so it might be an eventful parade day, and I think you've probably seen the last of your lawn on the hill until sometime in April.
Yikes.
Well, it happens. It's November. It's that time of year.
Yeah, I know. Thanks, George. Yep. That's all she wrote for the news here at 6. Well, we'll be back at 10. Until then, you can get more news and weather anywhere, anytime, northlandsnewscenter.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.